Greetings, Delta 9 travelers. Welcome in. I'm telling you, it is a sunny morning, summer morning. Right now in Pennsylvania, we're supposed to be expecting temperatures 100 degrees, and that's in the shade. Today, listen, there's so much going on in Guyana, there's so much going on around the globe. What's going on with you on your side? What's going on with you right now? Listen, we're going to get into some of these headlines because Dr. Todd is highlighting these things to us that as we analyze it, he's saying, but wait, we are 60 years into independence. And is this still the way that we're going to be conducting ourselves in law enforcement and in a number of other aspects as a country? We got to really analyze these things. We're going to get a chance to see for ourselves. And we ain't talking about one ethnicity, because Dr. Todd is going to highlight the fact that it's a elderly woman, a big woman, right, of Indo ethnicity that is being dealt with in this manner. It's sad, but at the same time, we got to make sure that we keep these headlines on the front burner. Big up to everybody who's a part of this presentation right now. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. Let's jump straight into these headlines right now, coming in from Dr. Todd.
Viewers, good morning. I'm coming to you from land of Canaan. This morning, about just minutes to 5 a.m. this morning, I received a call from a very elderly woman who was saying the police from Major Crimes Unit, they were at her home and they were attempting to come into her house. Now she recognized that they are police. Now I asked her, what's the reason the police are there? She doesn't know. She then opened her window. I want you to come and see her window. She then opened her window and she was talking to them from this window. She was talking to them from this window. Now I told her, I said to her, let the police, if they want to come into your house, let the police show you a search warrant. Now, the police were hearing me because she had her phone on speaker. The policeman blurted out, we don't need search warrant. So this is what they did to her door. This is what they did to her door. No search warrant. This is what they did to her door. I want you to see the damage. Kick down her door. Look, look, look. Police with no search warrant and wanted to force their entry into her home. This is a 59-year-old Indian woman. This is what they did. This is what they did. Break up her door. Look, look.
I'm telling you, they say a picture can tell you 1,000 words. This video right here giving us a 360-degree video so we could see full circle was really the situation taking place in our country. And if we don't start to really and truly keep these type of things on the front burner so that we could get rid of it, why every couple days we're hearing over and over again situations where certain persons in the armed forces, right, just somehow seem like if they don't have a standard operating procedure, they don't got no rank and file, they don't got nobody that could pull their card or nobody that they got to answer to. So things like this could happen. But guess what? A legal mind is analyzing what's taking place right here so that we know as the regular persons could understand some more about the hurdles that is being presented because of the persons that find themselves in these positions of power that should be holding these persons in law enforcement, because we know they got good police out there, you know. They got right thinking persons that go there looking to defend and to serve, right? But they got persons also that is act in this manner. And it's unity or else, because if by now is almost a year after the elections, and if by now we can realize the importance of unity in the opposition, then something is wrong. But unity or else, more of these situations right here, like what Dr. Todd and a lot of other persons is highlighting.
Look what the major crime members of the Guyana police force did. This woman is sleeping in her house, in her bed, at 5 something, minutes to 5 in the morning. Police rams kicked down her door. These are the days we have returned to the kick down door days. No search warrant, none. Now the reason I came all the way from where I'm living to this house is because the policeman heard me on the phone. She called me. Imagine I am sleeping, and between sleeping awake at 4 something in the morning, I'm seeing my phone the light just keep going, and I'm wondering who is calling at this hour in the morning. So I decided to answer. Her. She said, Mr. Todd, this is what is happening. I said, all right, calm down. Let the police show you a search warrant. The police heard me through the window, because she had her phone on speaker. Hear what the policeman said. We don't need no search warrant. We come for drugs. Now, even if you decide that you want to search for drugs, this woman is a pensioner. Even if you decide you want to come to her house to search for drugs, the law demands that you have to have a search warrant.
That's the last thing I understand. Me know it depends on if you're coming for the or not, then you don't need a warrant. This thing is becoming real crazy, you know. It's becoming crazy. And the situation is this. Do we really realize that we are the ones, the people, Guyanese, local and abroad, that can make a difference? We got to put our differences aside and realize that it's unity or else. More of the same, buddy. Because what's going to be the updates in this story? Make sure you subscribe, because we are going to give you all the updates that come in on this and so many other headlines. Look, there's a couple of other headlines that we're going to be getting into. Big up to all the travelers. Thanks for being a part of this presentation. One love every time.
That is the law. That is the protection of the law. Now, they then, after they spoke to me, heard me on the phone, they then decided to kick down. And I want you to show, look, break up our door. Break up. Come, show all here. Show all here. Look, look, look. Break up. All this. Look, show. All this. Break down the door. Now, when they finish breaking down the door now, they then decided after the policeman hear me, they called for backup. She's saying they called for more backup. And maybe when the policeman heard that I'm leaving where I am staying, I said, you don't move, I'm coming. They decided not to enter the house after they don't break up the door. After they don't break up the door and heard that I am coming. Now, they then was demanding that the woman go in the bus with them. I said,
that's crazy. So they don't realize, hey, is up on the phone there? Dr. Todd, nah, this is gonna end up bad for we, you know. Me going in there, buddy. Plus, the man still trying to allegedly deal with the elder in this manner, telling her about coming boss and them things. If you're inviting us on her own time, right? At her own leisure, and she's an elder, so she's gonna need some extra. Where's the respect for we one another, boy? At the end of the day, Guyana is for Guyanese, and we gotta respect ourselves enough to know that when we come out, whether it's officers or regular citizens in the street, we can't treat one another like this, buddy. What kind of society we left for the children them? What kind of society we creating for we life right now as we're here existing? Does it really make sense? Drop it into the comment section. Let's hear a little bit more from Dr. Todd before we hear from none other than the leader of the opposition himself, because he's highlighting some things that are telling you, you can hear it.
Is the police arresting you? Are you under arrest? The policeman now comes on the phone. Madam, I know you don't want to show your face. It's quite all right. She's fearful of being victimized. Imagine, she's fearful of being victimized by the police. The policeman then said, I heard him on the loudspeaker on the phone. She had it on speaker, saying that they are inviting her to the station. I said, if you are inviting her to the station, then she comes at her own time.
Exactly.
You can't say you're inviting her to the station and demanding. I am hearing the unprofessional nature coming out of the policeman at major crime, saying, woman, go in the bus. Woman. I shouted to her. I said, do not go into the bus. Do not go into the bus. Because if you are going into the bus, you are under arrest. If the police are putting you under arrest, they must say to you why you are under arrest. That is the reason. That is the reason, because I told her not to go into that bus, that she is here.
I tell you, they would have gone with she. Next thing you know, they put sheep 172 as well, and then they're gonna bring you wrong now and say, hey, you see what you're putting your old lady through? You see what you're bringing your mother to, buddy? Your mother is a big woman, and know she shouldn't be going through this. She shouldn't gotta deal with these things. You don't know. You's a big man and you partaking and da. That man gonna pressure you now and put you in a situation where all kind of thing now. All kind of thing. You would confess to. Why? Because you want to see your old lady in jail and you want to know that you locked up and you can't do nothing to help you nor she. So when your mind can start to contemplate, how could I at least help in one of these situations? And then Marlon, they are out, but the out is gonna keep you in. It's a crazy time, you know. It's a crazy time. Share this presentation so persons could understand what's going on in Guyana. I'm telling you, Big up to all of the frequent travelers and all of the new travelers with us right now. The international digital connection. We network with persons all over the globe. Where are you tuned in from right now? Let's hear from the leader of the opposition himself, Honorable Azadeen Mohamed, highlighting this.
Under the PPP. Months after the PPP took office in 2020, Epcot Enterprise Inc., a front company, was registered in 2021. Since then, they have received hundreds of millions in contracts. Let me give you an example. In June 2023, this front company was awarded a $257 million contract to construct a gravel road leading to the facility for the government's Black Belly Sheep program. The road is 4,300 meters in length and 8 feet in width, which was simply loom topped with crush and run, not an asphalt road. Should have cost no more than $100 million. This would eventually become an approximately $600 million project because they also needed to build a ranch. The ranch consists of just 4 sheep pens, wooden sheep pens, and 4 wooden residential buildings, very small buildings, accounting for the remaining hundreds of millions of dollars allocated to the project. The records identify the director of Epcot Enterprise Inc. as Ravin Singh, the frontman for Minister of Agriculture, Zulfikar Mustafa.
I'm telling you, you have to hear it directly from the leader of the opposition himself. Y'all hear what's going on right there? Y'all hear what's going on there, buddy? Serious times in our nation.
No matter where in the world, we love Guyana. What are your colors? How do you represent? I love Guyana. Order yours today. We ship worldwide. Delta 9 Media.
One love, one people, the mission complete. One love, one flag, one nation, right? Under the stars, divine presence in the sky. Unity, no war, let the children thrive. Power to the people, we keep hope alive.
A natural way to stay ready, baby. 'Cause I'm ready for you, Mr. C. The ultimate male supplement. Men's total wellness formula. Packed with essential nutrients for men's health. She'll call you Mr. C.
Delta 9 travelers, big up yourself every single time. Well, when we analyze these things that the leader of the opposition is highlighting right here, right? You realize the importance of having an opposition that is really able to hold the country's government accountable. Because if there's not, then things like these, we wouldn't even know about it. And if we did, and now that we do, what are the protocols that we're going to put in place? What are the things that the regular man in the street can do to make sure that some of these millions and millions of dollars that we hear just funneling through in projects like this really give service to the community and to the persons that need it? One of the things that person can do is definitely call for what? Unity in the opposition, because unity in the opposition will give opportunity for the opposition now to be the government comes next election. Because in history, if you can check for yourself, you will see. We're going to make sure we get some of the political scholars as well to give insights on that. you can check and see that with coalition politics, that's where the opposition has seen most of its success in the past. Let's hear some more from the leader of the opposition right now, highlighting what's going on right there.
Then there is Epcot Property Holdings, a separate company established by Vashni Ganesh Nath, the daughter-in-law of Mustafa, Minister Mustafa. Up until 2024, she was the owner and director of Epcot Property Holdings. She later transferred the directorship to Ravin Singh. So now Ravin Singh is the director of both Epcot Enterprise Inc. and Epcot Property Holdings. How is it that a company connected to the minister's immediate family through his daughter-in-law and another company controlled by the same individual received a multi-million-dollar government contract for a project falling under his ministry? At the very least, this points to conflict of interest, transparency, and whether we have proper procurement standards in this country.
I telling you, a very,
And this
very
is not the only front company linked to Zulfi. There are more. Soon, I will let you know.
crazy situation, because when we hear these things, right? It seems like if in a couple of days, in a couple of weeks sometimes, depending on the magnitude, there's other headlines that take the place, and this is just another part of the what we just call corruption that's going on in the country, right? But we can't allow this thing to become rampant, because let me notice that even though there is corruption going on in Guyana, right? We are the persons, the citizens, the regular people in the street, the persons that have the opportunity to be a part of parliament, represent the persons as well. You understand me? We are the ones that wield the ability to make sure that we have the society that we would want to live in, to be a part of, right? Real thing. And sometimes we gotta really use that power in a real way, because as you can see, the corruption is at an all-time high. Y'all hear how much money going down there? But guess what? Look here right now, from none other than 007 himself.
Start. I don't believe in that. It start and then work towards perfection. They want everything dropped perfectly. And I'm going to call name. Remember Parliament Sheriff Duncan and the Honorable Opposition Leader, Asli Mohamed. Apparently, they want everything to drop from heaven perfectly. But we start small and we never despise small beginnings. We start small and we never despise small beginnings. Oh, we got so much billion in our we making the fast when economy must all the houses must drop perfectly. VPAC showing perfect road. Everything must be perfect for these people. But if you examine their lives, you examine their businesses, you examine how they start, it can start perfect. They might be perfect, no, but it is not like that. Right? So again, that house is skinny PP bill. This is faults. And as you see, nice roads, nice paved roads, houses, nice. But you see all these houses here? See them wood house, small houses, and them kind of fences, them thing, you know? I could bet my bottom dollar. They had all these extensions. They didn't have it. Nice concrete fence, and I'm sure was pale and stiff. I'm sure was a wood house. I'm sure about it. But everybody developed. Everybody developed over time. That's how it happens. All right? Good. So we started small in Umbrell. We started small in Umbrell. That's it there? Put a note, yeah. Yeah, I can sign. No worries, butcher. Yeah. I could use my footprint.
Brother, just all he wants is acknowledgement. Did you watch his books and something? Just to give it.
And these schemes, you check it out, all the schemes the government would have developed. As a whole heap, not only in Region 4, people forgetting that government has set up housing schemes in all them regions. So you got housing scheme in Region 3, 5, 2, morning, brother. 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 8. All the regions, the PPC has set up housing schemes. And I'll tell you this here, I'll come to all the numbers and the data just now. A lot of people are just waiting to own that piece of paper. What? I think I gotta take out this screen protector. People, I for one, you give me the option of James, this is what happened. You gotta wait 3 to 4 years before we finish this thing here. We gotta do this thing perfect for you. Get your house, get your road, give your road, drain, concrete drain, everything perfect. Perfect land for you.
We get a chance to hear the other political side about some of what's going on right there. What are your views, Delta 9 travelers? Because we got analyze as many aspects of what's going on so we could suss it out. This is what Honorable Mr. Bond is highlighting right there. We got a chance to hear from the leader of the opposition as well, and Dr. Todd. Drop your comments into the comment section because there's this conversation that's been going on, Delta 9 travelers, right? There's this conversation that has been going on. Guyana and the new restrictions that are supposedly definitely on the way. You know, not supposedly, definitely on the way, because we hear the Attorney General would have highlighted this recently. But what about these restrictions should we be paying attention to? We're going to get into some of these details right now, right here. Important headlines, things that we got to keep on the front burner because they will affect all of us. Let's hear these details right now.
Facebook and the social media can have harmful consequences on our children. A judge just ruled that today. A case was filed against Meta Facebook that its content, unless regulated, can have serious, deleterious, and pernicious impact on children, affecting their mental health, affecting their psychology, affecting a whole list of things. I had the article, I thought I had it with me, I would have read it, but I left it. But it's on Reuters. Get it up on your phone for me, please. And the judge, Meta, tried to strike out the case as saying that there's no evidence of that. And the judge dismissed the application and fixed the matter for trial, ruling that there is ample evidence that children are exposed to danger in the face of an unregulated Facebook and social media.
Powerful point, right? And in that case, we're saying, as we analyze it, if you put it away, maybe it might make some amount of sense. But remember, there's a number of sides to this story, you know. And right here on Delta 9 Media, we're going to analyze as many aspects as we can, because we're going to analyze the other side to this political argument right now and hear some of the details so we could suss it out. Then we're going to analyze what's going on internationally with this situation right here. Pick up yourself if you haven't already, Delta 9 travelers. Thumbs up this presentation so everybody that need to be a part of these headlines and this discussion can see this in their algorithm.
Commenting on Facebook. So I want to sound the alarm. The PPP government is writing Facebook, asking Facebook to identify people or to provide them with the identities of people making comments criticizing the government. That's what this is. That's what this is. You know, I hope the opposition is on this. I hope the opposition is on this. I hope the diaspora is onto this. They must not be allowed to do it. Excuse me. I'm under some trees, so the pollen's affecting me. Like I said, I'm going to end now. We want Anil Nanlal to know we ready to go to war. Ready anytime. Take that wherever you want. Go and call the commissioner of police. Say, boy, Bork say you want war with me, put out another wanted bulletin. And again, let me say this. The function of an opposition is to oppose the government and depose the government. You've got to work, go into the fields. We need a united opposition. Now is the time for a united opposition to lay the groundwork to get rid of this undemocratic government that is pushing the society in Guyana further and further into a Russian communist society. Now, they think they're pulling wool over the eyes of the Americans.
See? People local and abroad realizing that it's unity or else. Unity or else. Right? Big up yourself, Mr. Bork. And thanks for dropping them insights right there. Now, we're going to hear what's going on an international level. We're going to hear what's going on internationally with these restrictions, because it's important that we analyze this thing on a geopolitical level.
The UK just locked down the entire internet in the name of protecting children. But what is the law actually about? And for those of us in the US, are we next?
New online safety rules come into force from today, which will require video sharing platforms to have effective age verification systems in place. Sites such as Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and X will be legally obliged to protect users from harmful content under the Online Safety Code.
In July of 2025, the UK began enforcing the Online Safety Act, a new law that the UK government says will keep children safe online. But effectively what it does is block access to entire websites unless users prove their age. For example, Reddit has blocked access to specific subreddits like r/periods, r/stop smoking, r/stop drinking, r/sexual assault for UK-based users who don't complete its age verification process. And in terms of what you need to do to verify your age, Ofcom, the UK's communications regulator, outlined a range of acceptable age verification options, including facial age estimation, which assesses a person's likely age through a live video or photo, checking a person's age via credit card provider, bank or mobile phone network operator, photo ID matching, where a passport or similar ID is checked against a selfie or a digital identification wallet that contains proof of age. And just to be clear, this is not just for adult websites. Users are now required to submit face scanning age checks just to listen to music on Spotify. Okay, this applies to any site the government deems, quote, potentially harmful to children, which according to the BBC includes also breaking news and information about Gaza and Ukraine. And there, they've given the whole game away. Either you hand over your ID, let them scan your face, give up your bank info, or you lose access to entire sections of the internet. That is not child safety. That is a soft social credit system. That is surveillance. That is a police state. And if you're watching this from the US thinking, well, that's the UK, we still have the First Amendment, think again. Because the exact same playbook is already being rolled out here in numerous states: Utah, Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana, many others. There are laws already in effect requiring adult sites to verify age using a government ID. In Virginia, they want age verification for any site that might expose kids to, once again, harmful content in quotations. Sound familiar? And in a major reversal of past precedent, the Supreme Court very recently upheld a ruling by a federal appeals court that allowed Texas to enforce these state laws that require adult sites to verify the age of their users before providing access. And as with any type of government lockdown, people are going to fight back. In this case, after the UK's age verification rules kicked in, VPN signups exploded, some providers reportedly seeing a 1,400% increase overnight. But here's the thing about VPNs. The government can decide to ban it, of course, which reportedly some officials in the UK have been looking at, or better yet, they let us use it, create the illusion of freedom. Because here's the dirty little secret. VPN services all know exactly what you're browsing, who you are, where you are. They just promise not to tell. They love to throw around buzzwords like no logs, military-grade encryption, and anonymous browsing, but here's what they won't tell you. In countries like the UK or the US, the government can legally compel VPN companies to hand over your data if that data exists. And when the government or the police come a knocking, they usually do tell. So no.
So we come in full circle because we hear from the Honorable Attorney General, then we heard from opposing political views internationally, then we even analyzed more of what's going on internationally so that we could get a geopolitical perspective on some of these very important and trending headlines. Now we know that these policies are on the way, right? Because this is the second time we're hearing about it in 2 weeks in issues in the news. So we know something that is at the top of the register of things to deal with. So definitely we'll be bringing you all the other updates on these headlines among other. But let's hear a little bit more of what the Attorney General was highlighting about these new restrictions.
The judge ruled that in the United States only today. The point I am making is that at this point in time, one can debate whether the direction we are going is wrong or right. It's obviously right. Where the debate is the manner in which the regulation should manifest itself.
I'm telling you, it's not about if it's wrong or right, but we had a chance to analyze it. So it's not about if it's wrong or right, it's not about no if nor no but. As you could clearly hear, the regulations are coming. What will we do about it, Delta 9 travelers? Right thinking Guyanese, local and abroad. We just heard Mr. Burke highlight on it. We heard the Honorable Attorney General. Listen, so many headlines, so many things for us to update one another with every single day. If you're not subscribed, I know to tell you, it costs you nothing, but it will keep you connected with every single thing trending in Guyana and in the diaspora. One love, and I will catch you in the next presentation.